is that she's falling over as she's trying to play the shot, so she heads off to the offside, and she's probably disappointed that she's not getting bat on ball and not necessarily aware and awake to potentially some runs that come off her pad. I do think that was probably the right call anyway.
Now it seemed to be Bosch, actually, that was reluctant for the run.
Izzy Wong, she's really come in and had an impact in this English setup. 2 for 10. What I've loved is the aggression, the short deliveries. She's been quite open in saying she wants to be the fastest female bowler in world cricket. Still has a way to go, but she's young, enthusiastic.
Oh, it's on target. That pace, it can be difficult to deal with. That'll happen sometimes at her pace. It's okay. Thinking of mind it because they know she's a wicket taker.
I like the fact that what we've seen is nice full lengths from both Brunt and Wong with overcast conditions and a new ball in hand. This gives them a little bit more of an opportunity to allow the ball to swing.
Talk about her being the fastest in the world. That's what she wants. She's even got lightning bolts for earrings.
She's running in and she just saw a little mound of sawdust. Who put that there? So Tim McDonald, the England fast bowling coach, would have spoken to them early on against Sri Lanka, a little bit too short. The Sri Lankan batters absolutely capitalised, but when they went a little bit fuller, enticing them on the front foot, that's when they were able to pick up wickets. So that's why I get a sense. Tim McDonald on the right there, near the computer.
Timed it too well.
There he is. He's actually moving on up, I think, at the end of the summer. Originally from WA, an Australian boy.
Just over the top. That's her area. Tasman Brits likes to play straight. 11 without loss. One's not happy with that finish to the over. Despite the wide, it had been a good over up to that point. Tasman Brits enjoys hitting straight. It's a nice advancement from her as well to meet the ball. So England have points on the board, so does New Zealand. If South Africa win, Sri Lanka win, of course, this group is really alive. Oh, as that burst through the hands. Sophie Eccleston coming forward and her going through. It's not a bowler you generally want to drop catches against.
Yeah, didn't get enough of it. Flat, hard actually. And this is tough. Running forward and diving, yeah, just didn't get the length right, didn't pick it up. Burst through the hands, didn't get a good piece of it. Catherine Brunt can't believe it.
Neatly played.
Maybe that's a let-off that South Africa need. Maybe that's a little bit of luck. We talk about luck in T20 cricket. Like I said, it was nicely timed. Yeah, it just didn't hit the hands at all. Tough.
Well, looking at South Africa and against the seam of New Zealand. New Zealand in the first 10 overs kept it on a good length, and South Africa really struggled to score runs. It was very tight from New Zealand. Then they went to a different plan. They bowled a lot shorter to South Africa. They were able to score some runs off it, but they definitely struggled against the shorter balls. The fuller balls are the ones that really went for runs. But the plan was quite obvious from New Zealand's point of view. And it's a shorter ball that South Africa has actually struggled against over the last summer. It's Chloe Tryon that struggled with a shorter ball. Laura Vorfard has struggled with a shorter ball. And that's why they've gone to that plan. There's a couple of wickets also. Balls that were very short. I saw them against England really battling with that length. It actually rode the bounce very well. A little bit of extra bounce. She still manages to get it down to the boundary. 21 without loss.
Well, Catherine Brunt, not a happy camper at the moment. You never second guessing what she's thinking and feeling. I think this is really well played. Got it nice and fine from the deep third, which was Izzy Wong. She wants her to dive. I think she's got to get a little bit closer to the ball.
South Africa know that they need a good opening partnership. This is just the third time in the last 9 T20 internationals that they've actually got into double figures as an opening pair. So they want a good start. Now the left arm of Freya Kemp. Very exciting play, another one for England. Very athletic, a beautiful run-up action. Obviously gives you the natural variation of left arm. And again, Brits will target the straighter boundaries, where she's most comfortable, so she doesn't mind this length.
This is great signs for South Africa. Very strong bottom hand. Just manoeuvres herself to be able to access that offside. A little shuffle as well down to towards the bowler. It's a good strike. That will build her confidence.
Sorry. Nat, she's on square. Kempy!
Well, 2 wickets for Freya Kemp in the first game against Sri Lanka. 2 for 14 off 2.
Keeper's been up to the stumps the last couple of balls just to keep Tasman Brits in her crease. She's been advancing quite a bit.
A missed opportunity, I reckon, at that length. Freya Kemp has had a lot of injuries over the last couple of years. Wasn't part of the 100 last year because of injury. Made her debut against South Africa in the recent series.
Oh, yeah. Keeper!
Got to be quick.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just taking Tasman Brits out of her comfort zone a little bit with the keeper up to the stumps. And you can just see that there's a little bit of discomfort.
Yes, Kempy!
She's also ball watching while she's running. Instead of just running through, head down and grounding the bat. Hit that sweetly. 6 runs off the over, 27 without loss.
That's the end of the ball folder. South Africa 27 without loss. They still require 141, 6 balls.
Well, the canal, centre of Birmingham, lots of cafes and restaurants around the canal. Not a bad spot for a little jog in the morning, Nat.
You and I both had a few along. At the same stage after 4 overs, though, England were 36 for 1. That was after the 21 run over from Nadine de Klerk. They really bumped their score up. So now South Africa find themselves a bit behind.
Good Nat, good Nat.
Nat Siver now in with the ball.
A key player, really, for this English side. I really do believe at the moment one of the best all-rounders going in the world game.
Oh, yes, Nat.
She's quite happy to bowl in the power play, bowl pace on, and then you'll see her at the back end bowl a lot of out of the back of the hand delivery, slow balls.
Go on, Sid.
She's got an opportunity to pick up, if she picks up 2 more wickets, she goes to 75 wickets.
South Africa need boundaries. And England so far are closing those boundaries off. So that means maybe some more risks in between the wickets. It's commitment to the team.
Yes, Sibs. Go on, Nat.
Yep, there's an opportunity. There's an opportunity if Annika Bosch can get up and under the ball to go over mid-on or mid-off. Mid-off, mid-on more likely. Try and use that bottom hand.
It's not the ball you want to bowl with fine leg up, but pretty well dealt with by Bosch.
This is good. Annika Bosch Strike rate of 133. The length was okay. It was the line that was the issue for Nat Siver. And she knows it.
Oh, yes, Nat. Good, Nat.
Another 6-run over, 33 without loss. Just 1 over to go in the power play. Colin could give me some dance lessons.
Yes, guys. Go on, Ek.
This is interesting. Eccleston with an over to go in the power play. South Africa will want to take advantage. It's good from Tasman Brits. And a boundary to start the Eccleston over.
Oh, this is great. This is brave as well. This is a premeditated shot. Simply because she knows roughly where she's going to bowl. Actually, it was a poor delivery for Eccleston. And she was good enough to be able to get the reverse in. And now a change has been made. Another fielder brought across to the offside just to strengthen it.
Yes, guys.
It's interesting that she started with 5 fielders on the leg side. As a spinner, you tend to have more fielders on the side that the ball is turning to. So this is a better field.
Oh, nice save. Right.
Change for Annika Bosch in the field. Protection on the offside boundary. So a different field for Brits and for Bosch. Bush is a very good fielder. Quickly onto it.
It's because Brits tends to have a really strong bottom hand grip, and I look at the innings that she played recently against England. Where she got 57 runs, and a lot of her runs came on the leg side. Even when the ball was just outside that off stump, that bottom hand really came into it. So that's why the strength for Eccleston is 2 fielders out on the leg side.
Yes, so 3
3 overs in a row with 6 runs off it, 39 without loss. South Africa knew that they needed a good start. It was a big total they were facing. Tasman Brits is very strong straight down the ground. A missed chance for England. Will that prove costly? Since then, South Africa have been going at a steady rate. Not quite taking full advantage of this power play. But England have missed a couple of opportunities for wickets and trying to break this opening partnership. Into the first 6 overs. So now England can spread the field if they want. They can have 4 outside of the 25-yard circle. And it brings Sarah Glenn into their attack. South Africa have struggled against the spin twins of England, Glenn and Eccleston, through the summer. And in particular with the pace that they bowl. They bowl it quite a bit quicker than the South African spinners.
Ashes, sorry, go across. Yes, Glennie.
Bosch having a look at the field. Glenn wants an extra fielder on the offside in the inner ring.
Sarah Glenn is the type of leg spin bowler that doesn't look for a lot of side spin. So she tends to bowl more top spin.
Oh, nearly.
She certainly hones in at the stumps, doesn't give too much width.
Go, Glennie.
That's her real asset. It helps from a captain's point of view because then you can set a field accordingly. Not too many loose deliveries coming from Sarah Glenn.
Oh, yes, Glennie. Great legs, Glennie.
And possibly hence why you can see the South African batters trying to put her off that line and length by using their feet.
Yeah. Oh, Glennie.
Yeah, you can see the seam scrambled. Now, normally a traditional leg spinner like maybe an Alana King, you tend to see the seam kind of pointing to first slip. But because of that top spin, it does drop.
Excellent connection from Bosch and finds a gap.
A little bit shorter in length, this delivery. And also Bosch deciding to stay in her crease. She actually set herself up for this shot before it was coming at her. She had targeted that mid-wicket boundary. And she's a player that loves a slog sweep. Got it perfectly. And bisected the fielders perfectly.
Oh.
Break the run of 6 run overs. That's a 7 run over. 46 without loss. For 7 after her last ball of her first over went straight for 4. Excellent pickup. She just couldn't get it out of the hand in a way that would go straight towards the stumps.
Yeah, that mid-wicket in cover position, if you can flick the ball, which he tried to, out the back of the hand, transferred it perfectly, just the direction was missing, but excellent fielding. Something that these players practice a lot.
Got enough of it just to get it over the top.
It was up there, wasn't it? Just got the lower part of the bat. That's why the height was okay. But because it didn't come out of the middle of the bat, meant that the power was lacking.
That'll do for South Africa. Down the leg side. Means it brings up the 50 and the 50 partnership.
This is a really good start from South Africa because what they're doing is they're putting some pressure on the English bowlers, which means they're starting to search for wickets. They're starting to get a little bit more frustrated. And now this is the time that South Africa need to capitalise and make sure that every loose delivery they put away to the boundary.
Straight to the fielder, and Sophia Dunkley just can't quite get there. It was agonizingly close.
Well, the 2 drop chances have been the 2 times that fielders, Sophie Eccleston and Sophia Dunkley, have had to run in and try and take it. It's hard to judge sometimes. She actually gets herself into an awkward position. She ran around too much. Perfect partnership so far for South Africa. Even contribution as well.
She didn't read the full toss. I think she quite picked it up out of the hand.
It was a clever delivery because it really did surprise her. She thought it was coming quick, but it was out the back of the hand. Oh, it's coming full. And it just drops in time below the waist. Otherwise, it would have been a free hit. I'm glad to see that Izzy Wong's trying something different.
No one on the boundary on the offside. It's good over for South Africa with 13 coming from it. 59 without loss.
That's the end of the game. South Africa are 59 without loss. Still requiring 109 from 72 balls.
Who's got her helmet on, and Chloe Tryon, who's just sitting behind her to potentially be elevated. They need to break the back of this run chase in this next 5 overs.
Him!
We haven't seen a lot of direct throws today. There's been a lot of attempts at hitting the stumps by both teams. I've seen a lot of it today where they've actually hit stumps direct.
Yeah, we've seen a number of opportunities throughout today's match. And one thing about the shortest format tends to be a little bit of helter-skelter. Everyone's looking to sneak as many runs as possible, and fielding is ever more crucial in this shortened format, whether it be taking those half chances that come your way.
Just one! There you go!
So you've got to take those half chances with catches, but you also have to take out run out opportunities, and South Africa missed quite a few. Alice Capsey could have been gone early. 2 times there. And Amy Jones there. So if you're able to execute a run out, just puts more pressure on the batting group. So hopefully England don't follow the same trend that South Africa did in the first innings. They've got to take some opportunities. They've got to take it soon.
Keeper! Keeper!
I wonder if Natseva maybe got a little something on that. If she did and the non-striker wasn't in her ground, she could have been run out.
And Natseva trying to get something on it. She didn't. Slower delivery out the back of the hand.
Come on, Six!
Again, out the back of the hand. South Africa struggling to find the boundary in this over. 64 without loss. definitely have their plans in place for these two. Wonderful from Sophie Eccleston. South Africa have struggled against her through the summer. And now it's another one for her and Bosch to fall.
Heather Knight, the skipper, who unfortunately isn't taking part, is happy because she knows that England needed to make a breakthrough. Just held this back slightly, a little bit slower, I reckon, in the air, and Annika Bosch played all around it. Sophie Eccleston, such a class bowler, always turn to her to break a partnership. Bosch goes for 32, South Africa 64 for 1.
Well, a good opening partnership for South Africa. It's just what Lisa Sthalekar was talking about. Maybe this is a situation where they can be a bit flexible with their batting order. Laura Wolfart has come in at number 3. There's been a lot of calls for Laura Wolfart to be pushed up the order, not come in at 4 or 5. Well, yes, it has worked with this team as it is. Situation calls now for her to come up the order. She's got some time now to get into her innings.
I think it's tough as well. She's coming in when the run rate, the required run rate, is just over 9.75, and she's coming up against one of the best in the business as well, and she's got to get going straight away. It's tough.
Oh, yes, so good save.
The pace now from Eccleston is a little bit quicker than what we saw earlier against Annika Bosch. Just going on with the arm. Oh, she's taking the celebration from the lioness. Yeah, just kept going on, didn't it?
Oh.
She's so good on the drive, Laura Wolfart. And it's not surprising that it's the drive that gets her off the mark.
Sophie Eccleston knew the length was just slightly wrong. I mean, Laura Wolfart moved her feet perfectly. Sometimes you have to, as a batter, move around the crease to ensure that you're able to execute your favourite shot.
Oh!
Bit of luck for South Africa.
Let it go,
It's an excellent over for England. At the halfway stage in terms of overs, South Africa 69 for 1.
But they do need to up their scoring rates. Laura Wolfart is a gorgeous batter to watch. It's a fabulous technique.
Go on, Glennie!
That's to deal with the leg spin of Sarah Glenn.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were calling her. Oh. Yes, move!
Comfortably able to push for the 2, Bouchier in the deep. I guess, Stacey Ann, the way South Africa have started, it has been really bright, but given the total of their chase, you could still argue that, to a degree, they are still missing Lizelle Lee, who's always been such an explosive presence at the top of the order for South Africa.
I think what it does is it just opens up the South Africa team. It also gives an opportunity for another player to step up. Laura Wolfart normally bats more middle, but she's not as fast in T20 cricket. She's more 50 over, more settled player.
And boundary save by Sophia Dunkley. That's another example. It's just spun away past the fielder.
Nice, Glennie!
Yeah, Lizelle Lee has recently been, just today, nominated as one of South Africa's T20 International Players of the Year by a home board, but she announced her shock retirement from international cricket during the series against England recently. Given! Sarah Glenn! Big wicket here if it's Tasmin Brits. Is she going to ask for another look? She's gone upstairs for the DRS review.
TV umpire to director. There's a player review for LBW. On-field decision is out. I've checked the front foot. It's a fair delivery. Can we start with front on, please? It's waiting on front on here, ladies. Front on coming up. Director, the ball passes very close to the gloves. Can I use ultra edge just to confirm if there's any contact, please? Thank you. Ultra edge coming up. There's a little bit of activity. The ball is not yet there. Roll through, roll through, roll through, all the way through. The ball makes just take it back, director. Just take it back in front of the gloves. Take it back. One more frame forward, back. Back, come back, come back. No, come back. Yeah, roll through from there for me, please. All the way through. Just rock and roll that image there for me. I just want to know if the contact, just want to find out if the contact is with the top part of the gloves. Just roll it back. Roll it back and roll it through. Yes, thank you. Yeah. Just freeze it right there, director. Yes, just take it back and just rock and roll it and just freeze it. Freeze the ball just when it's on top of that blue section for me. Just take it back and rock and roll it one more time, please. Yeah, roll through. Yes, and can we now go back to ultra edge, please? Yes, can we just go back to ultra edge? Yes, yeah, freeze it there. Yes, I'm satisfied that the ball has made contact with the gloves. I'm going to ask you to change your decision from out to not out. I'll tell you when you're on screen. You're on screen now. Make the signal. Thank you.
Umpire Vrindi Ratty having to reverse her decision. So a good review by Tasmin Brits and saved by the cuff of her glove 76 for 1. The glove is seen as an extension of the bat.
Yes, Caps!
South Africa still need more than 10 and over from here. Alice Capsey was on fire with the bats for England earlier.
Yours. Yeah. Oh.
Now she's asking, did I get a finger to it?
Caps!
And also was Brits back behind the line.
And we've seen so many dismissals like this where the non-striker is backing up
Go on, Caps!
way too high. Bowler gets just a touch, a finger on, and it goes onto the stumps.
It's something that the non-striker's got to be wary of, isn't it? Because you want to be ready to run to react for that single, but if you start to advance too early, you can be run out at the non-striker's end by the bowler. They don't have to release the ball. They can pause in their delivery if they think the non-striker is coming out of the ground. But then equally, if that happens, you want to make sure you can get back in time as well. Well, she's gone inside out and made plenty of room to play that shot. Greg Kemp with the fielding.
Go, Caps!
A good movement from Brits as well. Stepped away to open up that offside.
Risky accessing the arm. That's where the field is back.
Thanks, Amy.
And good work from Amy Jones as well, just to keep her eyes on that ball.
Go, Caps!
Well
Yes,
timed. Catherine
Captain!
Brunt is there though. Catherine Brunt did equally well with the bat earlier. Partnership of 73 unbeaten she put on with Amy Jones to help propel England to it's the joint highest total of the tournament so far.
Very good, Caps!
5 runs picked off this over. 81 for 1.
She's been really good earlier, Catherine Brunt. That 73-run partnership you mentioned. She scored 38, Catherine Brunt. Really backed herself, can really go hard. That's exactly what England needed in the end there. Somebody to carry things on.
The England innings was helped by landmark. And Capsey at the age of just 17 as well.
Good, Glennie!
Another shout for Sarah Glenn.
Brits trying to get a move on things. Just one run from this over, and spinners come in last couple overs and really kept things down.
This time it's England asking the question.
TV umpire to director. There is a player review for LBW. The on-field decision is not out. I have checked the front foot. It's a fair delivery. Can we start with front on, please? Front on coming up. Director, can I use Ultra Edge just to confirm if there's any bat involved, please? Roll through, keep going, keep going. Flat line as the ball passes the bat, and I could see a clear gap as well, all the way through to the pads. Satisfied, no bat involved. Can we move on to ball tracking when ready, please? Ball tracking coming up. Pitching in line, impact in line. Wickets, umpire's call. I'm going to ask you to stay with your not out decision, Veranda. Tell you when you're on screen. You're on screen now, make the signal of not out.
That's a really tight decision. The trajectory of the leg break, it didn't quite come back enough to overturn the umpire's call. So England don't lose a review there. They've still got 2 to play with, as have South Africa.
This was that delivery 2 balls ago. Reviewed an umpire's decision.
Well fielded. There's Capsey, extra cover.
Yeah, they need to get it going. This South African pair. They need boundaries. Last boundary came in the 10th over.
The urgency of South Africa to try and find the boundary. 87 for 1. A little too late by then. I mean, she's ready, kitted up.
Yeah, she's always ready.
Freya Kemp comes back. Well, that's ambitious. And here's a stumping chance. Now looking for a sort of reverse ramp to the left arm of first ball.
TV umpire to director. There's an umpire review for stumping. I've checked the front foot. It's a fair delivery. Can we start with front on, please?
Yeah, here we go.
Front on coming up, ladies. Still standing by for front on.
Lisa Cartley, the England coach, watching on.
Here is front on. Doesn't appear to have any bat there, Gavin, but can I just have a look at Ultra Edge, please? Roll through, flat line as the ball passes. Satisfied, no bat involved. Can I have your best angle of the stumping, please? Yes, satisfied, no bat involved. Can I have your best angle of the stumping? Roll it through for me nice and slow. Just rock and roll that for me, Gavin. Can you zoom me, get me any closer on the foot? Roll through. Could I have the opposite side, Gavin, please? Just waiting on a different angle here, ladies. Yeah, roll it through for me nice and slow, nice and slow, nice and slow. Keep going, keep going.
I've rolled up, so here's the side you want it.
All right, thank you. Yeah, appreciate that. Nice and slow. Keep going, keep going, keep. Rock and roll that one more time for me, Gavin. Just take it back and rock and roll it for me one more time, yeah? Roll forward, roll forward. Continue going forward, Gavin. Continue going forward. I just want to make sure that the foot is not down. Continue going forward. Take it back out and roll forward one more time. Yeah, roll through, roll through. Not yet, Gavin. Gavin, could we go back to the other side with this zoomed up shot, please? Could we go back to... All right. Yeah, just rock and roll that for me, please. Yeah, I think the other side is better. Can you go back to the other side, Gavin? Sorry. And just rock and roll it for me one more time from the opposite side. Thank you. And as zoomed up as I possibly can get it to, please. Thank you. Roll through. Yeah. Yeah, all right, just rock and roll that for me one more time. Take it in and out. Yeah, roll forward. Yeah, the foot is in the air there. Continue forward. Yes, satisfied that the foot was in the air when the bails were broken. Made my decision for the big screen.
Even the crowd are giving the slow hand clap, waiting for the decision. Finally, she says. Delight for Heather Knight.
We can make anything. We can make visionary ideas come to life. We can make fashion slow and sustainability fast. We can make anything. But whatever we make, let's make sense.
To which they're expected to do, then South Africa would be out. And that stumping affected by having Amy Jones standing up to the pace of Freya Kemp. Real skill for a keeper.
And it's the position that Britt's got herself in.
It's an awkward looking shot, wasn't it?
Yeah, it just looked really unorthodox.
That stumping took a little while for the decision to come through. Here's Heather Knight watching and waiting. And finally it comes in. Oh no, it didn't. But she's struggling with that hip. England making positive noises publicly, but I think privately there's a bit more concern about how long she's going to be out for. Well, that's been well played through the gap. It's along the ground from Tryon. Reaches the boundary.
That's why you want her in, Chloe Tryon. She's the type of player that will find boundaries. I had a stellar innings in that first game. I scored 39 of 17.
I reckon for this one, may as well.
It took a run out, a mix up between her and her captain to get her out.
Doesn't often miss out on full tosses though. For Kemp not quite getting it right.
Yeah, this was her innings against New Zealand. 39 of 17, but she really played some aggressive shots. And just what South Africa needs today.
They were chasing the same target, weren't they? Even Chloe Tryon's explosion couldn't get them over the line then. 95 for 2. Well, England had that partnership between Brunt and Jones off the back of Alice Capsey's half. So far.
Tiny bit.
So rather fancy England from here. Saying that if South Africa can have a couple of big overs, momentum can turn quite sharply.
And that's what you want. You want Laura Wolvaardt, who's been in there longer than Chloe Tryon. You want her to start being aggressive as well. You want runs to score on either end, and so that Chloe Tryon doesn't feel pressured.
Good, Glennie!
Brings up the 100 for South Africa. They need something of a monster over. England were gifted one early in their innings when an over from Nadine de Klerk was smashed for 21 runs. England haven't been loose like that, but this is what Tryon can do.
Well, this is already 9 from this over, so maybe they're targeting Glenn here. But it's a gift. Short delivery and punished.
Yes,
in that vacant area, that vacant leg side area. Backward square.
Oh!
Hesitation from Tryon here. Izzy Wong through to the right end.
Yeah, just one. Good, Glennie.
This is a good over for South Africa. They've got 11 runs from it already. Can they repeat this over and over and over?
Go on, Glennie.
Well, that's a poor way for Sarah Glenn to end the over. Tryon says thank you very much. 110 for 2.
Yeah, she moves absolutely no problem with that.
The biggest over of the innings so far for South Africa. Talked about them needing a big one. 15 runs coming from it. Sarah Glenn has now bowled all of her 4 overs. Glenn disappearing for 15. It means her figures 4 overs, none for 35. Well, is this the partnership for South Africa? Can they do something extraordinary here? Overhaul this England total, get their first win in Group B in these Commonwealth Games.
Oh, yes, save. Good save.
Trial's really aggressive with the running as well. They've called for 2. It's a well-run 2 as well.
She's really quick between the wickets, even though Danny Wyatt is the fielder. And she's one of England's best boundary riders.
Good save. Thank you.
Plenty of support in here today, cheering on the home side. Been really healthy crowds here at Edgbaston.
Oh, yes, save.
It was an unbelievable cue to come in. Even though the game had already started, there was still a lot of persons outside waiting to come in.
It's a famous Hollies stand. It's a huge expanse. Somehow seems to hold the noise as well.
Yes, Dan. Yes, Dan.
Again to Wyatt. Haven't seen that much in the way of fancy dress today yet, though. There's a bit of that over the weekend. Just 4 runs off this over. That's away. To go over the top. Oh, well done. Freya Kemp keeping it in, saving the boundary.
And just the awareness to know that she's going over. And that's good work from Freya Kemp. Excellent.
Good save.
7 off the over. It's not what South Africa need. They need more than that. 117 for 2.
51 from 24 balls.
Yes, a bigger over went by, but when Sophie... Catherine Brunt and Izzy Wong, still a couple of overs to bowl. Catherine Brunt is going to be brought back in for this 17th over. Always felt to be a stiff total for South Africa to chase. They weren't able to do it against New Zealand's bowling attack. Catherine Brunt did brilliantly with the bat earlier for England. "37 years young."
It's fish, okay?
She's all smiles in her 100. Got a first ball wicket for her team. And she's bowling to her field as well. That line outside the off stump with the field up on that side of the ground. Preventing even a single being taken. Yeah, unlike what we saw when South Africa was fielding. They've taken some singles just from that inner circle ring.
Testing out this surface. Yeah, it can make a difference, can it? Giving away ones and twos frequently, which England were able to keep turning over the strike, even when hitting that infield. Chance, and Kemp and safe hands. And look at that celebration. Brunt, ever the aggressor, means so much to her. Every wicket she's ever taken in her career means so much. And the dangerous Chloe Tran is gone.
Yeah, I like the build-up of her over from Catherine Brunt. A single off the first ball, 2 dot balls, so pressure was building on Chloe Tran. She knew she had to get something big. And try to attack England's best bowler. Most experienced. And Catherine Brunt. Just look at her. Chloe Tran goes for 16, South Africa 118 for 3.
And she would have been so pumped knowing that that partnership could have yet accelerated. Tran's such a dangerous player. Through Catherine Brunt, England have taken a huge step towards winning this match. And also going a long way towards securing their place in the semi-finals, which they'll know tonight if they've done that, depending on if New Zealand manage to beat Sri Lanka later. Inunja Pryor is another of the most experienced players in the South African team. Thought she might have been coming in at 3 today, but Wolfhart was sent in there instead.
This breakthrough for Catherine Brunt and England. Back of the hand, which means it was a slower ball. She took pace off it, which is possibly why it didn't carry. An easy catch in the end for Kemp.
That's how she's honed her skills over the years. She might not be as quick as she was in her younger days. She's had all those back injuries as well, but the swing she gets at the variations, disguising slower balls as well.
Yes, Kathy.
To expose all stumps, Wolfhart. Wicket taking over for England. South Africa 120 for 3.
Always be the one that captain will go through to try and get a breakthrough. I'll just look at the celebrations.
Almost roaring like a lioness. She is England's leading wicket taker in both the international T20 and ODI format. Captain Natseva bringing herself back on. And the run rate has already skyrocketed to above 16 and over. Tell you what, she loves being part of this England cricket team. She's also loving being part of the England Commonwealth Games team. It's a real carrot for her to still be playing and featuring in this tournament. This could be another one. And it is. Sophia Dunkley. She celebrates with the Holly stand behind her. England surging towards a victory. It's all starting to look too much for South Africa.
It's always going to take something special in the end to try and just come into bat and hit boundaries. Take nothing away from this catch from Sophia Dunkley, because the sun is out as well, so that could have affected that catch. Mignon du Preez goes for 1, South Africa 121 for 4.
That's a great reception. Sophia Duncan's going to really enjoy that from the England fans. So Elise is the South African captain. It's been a really difficult tour for them of England. The matches they had, the defeats to England in the lead up to the Commonwealth Games. Wolfart just hit that too hard. Catherine Brunt unable to make up the ground to cut it off.
She knows she needs a lot more of those. This looked like a slower ball as well from Nat Silva. Good connection.
England's got to do the basics right here. So many runs needed per over, more than 17, 18 now. The runs left and the balls remaining. Just keep things secure. Don't make any mistakes. Don't give away any freebies. Has been a tough assignment for South Africa, missing Marizanne Kapp and all her experience and skill with the ball, missing their regular captain in Dane van Neerkerk. Just 7 runs from the over and the wicket. 1-2-7 for 4.
They have struggled in this South African team. Been in England for quite some time. Had a series against England earlier. Weren't successful with that series.
That the game, has evolved in that time. I just wonder whether the team could do with something of a freshen up behind the scenes as well. It just seems like a squad when they've been on the tour of England and then here that yes, it's felt like there's been a lot going on behind the scenes. At least Lizelle Lee's sudden and shock retirement mid-tour. But it's a long time for anybody to be in a coaching role.
Especially if there's no results being brought forward.
South Africa have made semi-finals of World Cup events, haven't they? And just given a 3-year extension after they made the semis of the T20 World Cup. Last time round in Australia in 2020. Made the semi-finals in 2017, 2016, but it's actually how they can kick on from here, and it feels like they've almost gone backwards. Yes, they are missing, we keep saying, those experienced players at this tournament. But the South Africans set up the system where, again, is that base level of vast numbers of professionals who are pushing and sort of able to step into the squad, a bit like we've seen Alice Capsey at age 17 come in and immediately be looking like an international class player.
Oh yes, save. Brilliant save.
And the game needs a lot of investment in the women's side in South Africa. It's England and Australia who lead the way in terms of professionalism and structure. Oh, it hasn't quite made it to Izzy Wong. And the footing didn't help either. 131 for 4.
just had a slip. Easy Wong lose her footing. I just want to check the length of the spikes that she's using.
Kristen wasn't impressed. Unfortunate if you lose your feet. England on the brink of their second victory in this Commonwealth Games Group B. They beat Sri Lanka. Got one more match to come after this against New Zealand. Looking for a place in the semi-finals. And Freya Kemp to bowl this last over. Wide.
And Ali, just to add to what you were mentioning in that previous over, and similarly, Deandra Dutton would have announced her retirement from international cricket. Well, she's still going to represent Barbados at Commonwealth Games, Commonwealth Cricket. But for her, it's a decision that has been played on her mind for some time. And she did retire officially. She did send in that letter officially July 1st. So for her, it's been something that's just been nagging and there to just get it over and done with.
Slower ball. Siva couldn't quite hang on. Not going to affect England's chances of wrapping up this match. But Freya Kemp would have loved another wicket against her name. Yeah, Deandra Dotton's statement on her retirement absolutely made pointed remarks about the dressing room environment and culture from her perspective. Lizelle Lee's retirement, from her perspective, had to do with not making the weight, literally, weight being part of fitness measures that the South Africa team use. I understand England don't. But she was going to be denied the chance to play in T20 tournaments around the world if Lizelle Lee remained with the South African team because of that. Right, here we go then. England are on the brink of all but securing their place in the semis. Win here, and they'll just be waiting to see if New Zealand beat Sri Lanka later. Then their place in the semi-finals will be assured. And New Zealand as well. Wolfhart still having a go. The total simply too much for this South Africa side. Lisa Kitely, England coach, remaining calm. Very happy with the side's performance today. Last ball. Heaved away. It's not the best ball by Freya Kemp to finish with, but it ultimately doesn't matter. England got too many on the board for South Africa. Catherine Brunt playing a starring role, more with bat even than ball this time. That's Siva, the standing captain, happy with the team's work. The crowd and how they flocked to Edgbaston, delighted because England know that they are very, very close to securing a place in the semis. They've done their job today. They now need New Zealand to do theirs against Sri Lanka later.
They've been exceptional. And this was the last ball. Not the best of deliveries, back of the hand, slower delivery. It was punished for 4, but it was just way beyond the South Africa team. Catherine Brunt just breathes a sign of relief. Heather Knight applauses the team from the dressing room. But a really good effort here from England once again.
And South Africa, who have played England across 6 white balls.